Here, what's good YouTube, it's Blushy, and it's going to be a quick review of the G-Pro Superlight in late 2021, and just my opinion on it. So, this mouse cost me 250 Australian dollars, so it's like $30 off. It's normally $279, and I decided to pick it up and try it out. And overall, this mouse I would say is pretty good, but I will be returning it, and I'll get into that. So to start off, the build quality, it's very solid. There's no problems with build quality. It's a Logitech mouse, that's what you expect. There's no creaking or anything like that. And yeah, it's overall built solid. And the overall feel in the hand, the coating is pretty good. Almost as good as the XM1 coating, which I'm used to and I like. The stock feet, they're very bad. You will have to replace the stock feet if you're going to keep this mouse. They're just very scratchy and just bad in general, I would imagine, on any mouse pad. And the charging situation is micro USB, but the battery life in this mouse is going to be very good, so you're not going to have to charge it often, so that's not really going to be a big problem. Unless, yeah, I wouldn't really be complaining about that because you don't really have to charge this mouse that much, so yeah. And yeah, the clicks on this mouse, Omron 20Ms, and they feel decent. I'll do a quick sound test. Yeah, they feel pretty good. Not as good as Kale switches or anything aftermarket, but for Omrons, they're fairly well implemented. They're fine. Not too much pre or post travel. But the main issue with this mouse is the side buttons for me. The side buttons, they're very mushy. They're just bad. I do play Fortnite, and for me, these side buttons, I'll do a quick sound test. It's not a really good indication of how bad they are, but you won't really be able to tell much from that, but they're just bad side buttons in general. They're barely used. They are usable. If you play Fortnite, you are going to be able to build with these in game, but they're not good at all. They're very mushy. They don't protrude that much. They're just bad side buttons in general. And if side buttons don't matter to you at all, or that much, if you don't play Fortnite or you don't use them that much, this mouse is going to be great for you. But if you don't care about the side buttons too much, they will be usable in game for building in Fortnite, but they're just not ideal and they're just not great. The scroll wheel, the scroll wheel's good. I like the scroll wheel. Scroll click, it's fine. The actual feel of the scroll wheel, it's pretty good. It's just a normal scroll wheel. And yeah, that's really just the clicks. So the clicks are fine except for the side buttons. They're just bad, and that's the main issue with having this mouse. But the rest of the good stuff, like the in-hand feeling of this mouse, and it's going to fit pretty much any grip and most hand sizes. Medium to large hands will be good, and I've just been clawing this mouse, and it's good to claw, and the weight balance and just the 60 grams, it just feels great in the hand to use, minus these stock feet, but just moving it around and just aiming with this mouse is just really nice. Yeah, I love it doing that. It's good. And the battery life, it hasn't died on me yet. It came at like 60%, but from what I've heard and from what I've seen so far, the battery life in this mouse is great. So that is a major plus. And yeah, obviously there's nothing to talk about with the cable, but the wireless charging situation is fine. And yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for this video to talk about. But overall, if you don't really care about side buttons, or you don't use them, or you don't really care too much how they feel, this mouse is overall just great. If you can afford it, I would recommend this mouse. Just keep in mind some of the minor issues. The side play, obviously that's been called out a lot. You can see there. It's not too bad on my copy. There's just a little bit on the left click here, but it's overall not too bad. And apart from that, this mouse is good, and I do recommend it, except for the side buttons. The side buttons are terrible. They are really bad. I just have to emphasize that again. And the stock feet. To replace the stock feet if you get this mouse. But apart from that, I would recommend it. Just look out for some deals. You should be able to get a decent deal on this mouse around this time of year. So yeah, that's really it. Peace out.